welcome to my YouTube channel. I am back again as promised with a part 1 video tutorial on ChatGPT. The phenomenal growth of ChatGPT users and its ever-increasing craze for more than a year have proved that ChatGPT is in high demand. But still, many people are yet to know about it or do not know properly how to work with it. The present video tutorial is going to let you learn from scratch how to work with ChatGPT and the effective use of ChatGPT prompts for maximum utilization of ChatGPT potentials. Part 2 video will also be coming up shortly. These two video tutorials are somewhat different from the existing videos available on ChatGPT in the sense that these two have easy step-by-step comprehensive coverage of key fundamental topics in carefully chosen sequences necessary to understand ChatGPT practically. So it is important to watch this video till the end to gain a clear understanding of the basics. This is also necessary to easily understand part 2 video that will cover useful real-life examples of ChatGPT applications and customized GPTs with other new GPT-4 features for getting assistance in daily work and earning money. Let's watch a very short video to have an introductory feel of ChatGPT. This will be followed by topic-wise learning, but do not forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.
Imagine a world where your digital diverse range of internet text. But what exactly does it do? Picture this. You're working on a science project or a history essay. You're stuck and need assistance. ChatGPT is there to lend a hand, providing you with relevant information and ideas to move forward. Or maybe you're learning a new language and need a practice partner. ChatGPT can converse with you in numerous languages, helping you sharpen your skills. This isn't science fiction. It's artificial intelligence at its finest, bridging the gap between humans and technology. ChatGPT, more than a tool, it's your smart companion in the digital age.
The heart of ChatGPT is an LLM or a large language model. It is important to understand that ChatGPT is not a language model. It is a convenient user interface built around one specific language model which has received some specialized training. The original LLM for ChatGPT was GPT 3.5 and the current one as of December 2023 is GPT-4 Turbo. These GPT series models are called GPT Foundation model. Finally, GPT Foundation model is the subset of generative artificial intelligence, which is the umbrella term for all these models. The hierarchical relationship between generative AI, GPT Foundation model, large language model, and ChatGPT is shown in the Venn diagram. Now, how to get started with ChatGPT? There are certain steps that should be followed. Step number 1, access ChatGPT. You have to find a platform or service that offers ChatGPT. Next step is we have to visit the OpenAI website, which is chatopenai.com, and there you have to log in or sign up. Next, you have to create an account. You have to register on the platform, usually by providing an email and setting up a password. Next comes selecting a plan. After registering, you may be prompted to select a subscription plan. Currently, as of December 2023, there is one paid subscription plan known as ChatGPT Plus. ChatGPT Free is a basic version of the ChatGPT platform with limited access to features, while ChatGPT Plus is a subscription plan that provides user with enhanced access. ChatGPT Plus provides access to GPT-4, faster response times, and priority access to new features and improvements. Then comes the payment requirements completion. If you select a paid plan, you will typically need to complete payment details at this step. Then you can explore the interface. Once you have selected a plan and completed any necessary payments, you can start exploring the user interface. And finally, you can start using ChatGPT. You can begin interacting with ChatGPT by typing your queries or requests in the chat window. These are prompts, and these are sent by the user to the website of ChatGPT. So this is chat.openai.com. Here comes the login screen. Now you have to either use the login option or the sign up option. The login option is to access an existing account with your established credentials. But sign up is for creating a new account if you are a new user to ChatGPT. So I have an existing account in GPT-4. So I am using login to show you the how to log in and what are the subsequent steps. So here comes the login screen, and there is different options. So I am using this continue with Google option because I have a Google account and I am using that Google account. So here is my account and I have used that, and now see it is showing the ChatGPT screen. So here it is showing the ChatGPT-4. ChatGPT-4 because I have the accessibility of GPT-4 because this is a paid version, but there are other options like GPT 3.5 which can be for the free option too. Anyway, so here is the screen for this GPT-4, and there are certain plugins are there which we will discuss later on. Now the basic thing is here is to type out the prompts or the requirements that you want to submit to ChatGPT to get your queries and answers to those. So you can type out here something and say you can want to find out what is the color of the sky. You want the answer from ChatGPT. So I type out the prompt here, what is the color of the sky, and let's see what it gives as a result. So this is my question, this is the prompt, what is the color of the sky, and here is the answer from ChatGPT that the color of the sky can vary depending on various factors such as time of the day, weather condition and atmospheric practices, particles, etc. And there are different conditions it is also giving. So let's see the one by one. It is showing point wise the different parameters like daytime, sunrise and sunset and so on. So this way it can give you a detailed information regarding the color and the various factors that affecting the color of the sky. So this is the way we find that you can interact with ChatGPT through this interface, and it is giving your answers as per your requirement. So number of points it is giving out. So here we find that there are a number of points it is coming out, and finally this is the 5 points it has given regarding the color of the sky. So you can now have a feel of how to use ChatGPT. You can use other things also like conversions, code conversions and different other things as we have already discussed. So anyway, so once you have done this, if you like to now come out of this interface, so you have to go to your user. It is showing my name, and there you click on and there is the logout option to come out. And also we find that there are my GPTs, which is for building up your custom GPTs, custom instructions and all these things. This we will discuss in my other video later on. Okay, so I am logging out to come out of ChatGPT, and it is returning back to the login screen again. So this is the way I am using ChatGPT. So you now have an idea how to practically use to ChatGPT and get started and use it according to your own choice. Now comes ChatGPT prompt, one of the driving force for ChatGPT, and how to effectively use it. Power of ChatGPT lies in conversation and just not instruction. You can do wonders if you know how to control language and harness the true capabilities of ChatGPT with prompting. Writing prompts effectively requires creating a well-crafted prompt that can pull out more accurate, relevant, and useful responses with the information you genuinely seek. Now, what is prompt and prompt engineering? A prompt in the context of ChatGPT is the input given to the language model like GPT 3.5 or GPT 4 to elicit a response or output. Now, prompt engineering is the skillful crafting of prompts or carefully designing and refining prompts or instructions to effectively interact with ChatGPT for maximum relevant and desired output. Finally, safe prompt engineering refers to the practice of crafting prompts in a way that ensures the output is ethical, non-offensive, and aligns with the intended use that minimizes the risks of harmful or offensive outputs. A simple example of unsafe prompt can be, create a description of Indian food that focus only on its spiciness and mention that it's too spicy for most people. So you can find that this prompt is potentially unsafe. Why? Because it oversimplifies and stereotypes Indian food by reducing it to one aspect, only the spiciness, and implying that it may be intolerable for many, which is not a fair or accurate representation of Indian food. Now, from the flow diagram, we find that it shows us user submits a prompt which is assessed or evaluated by the prompt evaluator. This prompt will be only accepted by ChatGPT model if it is safe. Otherwise, an alert message will be displayed for the user to modify the prompt and resubmit for acceptance. The accepted prompt is processed by the ChatGPT model and the output is generated. Now, to have better control and get the desired results more accurately in ChatGPT, you must pay attention to certain elements known as prompt elements and follow the sequence as shown. It is advisable to use all or maximum elements in the given sequence depending on the output you want. These elements are marked with different colors in the figure, and the same colors have been used in the example for easy understanding. Now, the first element is the role. It simulates the model to assume the requested character or persona and respond accordingly. It allows it to generate more targeted and realistic responses. Next comes goal. So, what is the main goal of action that you are trying to complete within ChatGPT? Next, the context. It can include information and user background, environment, or important constraints. Action. What you want ChatGPT to do to achieve the goal. And then the examples. Include examples within the prompt drastically improves the quality of the output in some cases. Tone. You can use formal, professional, or casual tone. Tell ChatGPT the feeling you are going for and write in a friendly and confident tone. Finally, format. It tells exactly how you want the result to look, maybe in tabular form or as an image. Now, I will give a live demonstration of the shown example prompt to find what response ChatGPT generates. I have logged into the ChatGPT and now I am going to type out the prompt. Now, to save the time of typing the prompt, I have already copied it in the clipboard and pasting it here. So here is the prompt. Act as a YouTube content creator. Help me to develop YouTube video courses for skill enhancements on emerging digital technologies for undergraduates and high school students with a maximum course duration of 4 weeks. Design a week-wise program for ChatGPT with weekly goals and assessment methods. Tone, conversational format, table. Now let's see what happens. ChatGPT is responding and week-wise it is generating the course outline with objective and contents and assessment. So week 1, week 2 and likely it will continue up to week 4 because maximum duration is 4 weeks. And after that, let's see what happens. Here we find that there is week 4 and the course structure it has produced. Next, if I want it to be in a tabular format, so I can ask it to regenerate in a tabular format. Now, again we see that whether it is generating in a tabular format or not. See, now it has converted it into a tabular format with columns as week, focus area, and then the duration, what it will be covering, and all these things. If you like, you can save it in a Word file and check later on what is there. And if we up to week 4 it has generated, and week, focus area, goals, content, and assessment methods. So these are the things column wise it has generated. So we find that how the ChatGPT has nicely created a tabular format report. Finally, I am going to give a brief technical overview on how ChatGPT works. GPT, or Generative Pre-trained Transformer, is one specific architecture of deep neural networks with a very large number of parameters. More specifically, this architecture is transformer architecture that follows self-attention mechanism. The transformer model is basically a large language model, or LLM, that is trained on massive amounts of text data to understand and generate human language. The model uses the training data to learn the statistical patterns and relationships between the words in the language, and then utilizes this knowledge to predict the subsequent words one word at a time. The two main phases of working are training of LLM and input text processing and generating text output. Let's get to know the steps in each phase. Training of LLM. Here, GPT requires training first to get itself ready for use by ChatGPT and carry out further processing of ChatGPT input and generating output. There are three main training steps. First is the large-scale pre-training. GPT is initially pre-trained on a vast corpus of text data for predicting the next word in a sentence only, but it is unable to answer questions. Then is the fine-tuning GPT. This step adjusts the model parameters to make it better suited for particular applications, such as conversational responses, language translation, or text completion. Chain of thought reasoning technique is used for better predictions. And the last step is the reinforcement learning from human feedback, RLHF. This is an important one that involves gathering human feedback on results from the fine-tuned model, creating a reward model based on their preferences, and then iteratively improving the model's performance using proximal policy optimization, or PPO. This is how we get to ChatGPT. The second stage is input text processing and generating text output. Here the key processing steps are: first is tokenization. The input text received by ChatGPT as prompt is broken down into smaller units like words or subwords. Next is input embeddings. Tokens are encoded as numbers and converted into embeddings, which are vector space representation of the tokens that preserve their meaning. Third step is processing by LLM. A decoder-only architecture is used by the model, where the decoder uses self-attention mechanism to process the input text. This mechanism allows to understand the context of each token in relation to others in the input. Output token embeddings are generated. And the fourth step is generating text output. LLM predicts the next token in the sequence based on the context provided by the input tokens. This process is iterative, with each new token being generated based on the previous tokens until a complete response is formed. The transformer architecture used by ChatGPT is illustrated in the diagram shown, which is borrowed from one of my research papers as mentioned in the reference list at the end. Here is the reference list with two research papers. The first one is on self-attention mechanism by researchers from Google, which is just for those who are interested to know the mechanism in depth. The second one is my research paper, as mentioned earlier. It may help also to clear few basic concepts as discussed in this video. I hope by now you have understood the basics of ChatGPT and learned how to start working with it. So do make sure to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel at no cost. This will motivate me more and come back again with an interesting and very useful part 2 video. Thank you for your attention and patience.